Hola, Galeras. Welcome to Parents Breakfast. I am your host, Jaws Blake. How are you? I hope you're well. If you haven't noticed, the set is a little different today. There was some construction going on with my wall, and so it is no longer pretty. Just what happens. But, we make do. We do okay. Got a little extra deck. Got my record collection. Got some comics. Got the clock. Got a cool card from Tina. It's a good day. So I hope all of you are well. I hope all of you had a very happy new year. I'm old, so I didn't really do anything. And no, that's not true. Alec and we did some manifesting. We did some nice, kind of just happy, wonderful things. That's a dubious. No, it was really nice actually. It was really, really nice. We haven't really watched the ball drop in a super long time. We haven't felt the urge to go out into like these things and traverse into other people celebrating. So we didn't. I got oatmeal and peaches, one of my favorite foods. Coffee, obviously, a little bit of ginger hit to it, and smoked milk. All the good things. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great year. Honestly, I think it's gonna be one of those moments where we reflect on all the things we want for the year. I think manifesting is kind of one of those bigger things that people should do. And then you just write it all down and you let go of the stuff you don't need anymore. And you allow yourself to just be the person that you're planning on being. I mean, stuff comes up, obviously. Like, I overslept today. That's why the show is late. Hey, Saul, how's it going? But it's a nice day though. You know, uh, it's not too sunny, but it's beautiful nonetheless. I feel like we can stay positive about a lot of stuff. I think it's very easy to be negative about everything because everything always seems like it's crazy and bad, but we'll be okay. We have this guarantee in life that we will keep kicking the can down the road. Give one sec. I forgot something. I'm coming right back. Don't go anywhere. I love you, big little captive audience. I do. Um, yeah, it's just a nice little thing, honestly. I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments on what I have on my bookshelf. I expect nothing less than that. Yes, my records are a little beat up, but they are mine, and I'm happy about them. Mm. I myself have been reading a lot in the last couple of months or so. Deja, greetings, happy New Year. Deja is an incredible artist. For those who don't know, one of my long-standing friends for a very happy amount of time. Her son is incredible. Um, I think this year I'm gonna try to do more to prop up the wonderful people in my life. In the process of helping myself, but I think it's important. I think it's great to just say wonderful things about some of these people. Like they deserve to be celebrated. Cheers to you. Happy New Year. Ooh. Mm. Perhaps the straight ginger and the coffee was a little rough, a rough choice, a little strong. Mm, that's okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I've really this year just been, I think, say this year, as of 11 hours ago. No, I think this year I want to try to do a show, at least one. I gotta figure that out because I don't know where I'm gonna do it or when I'm gonna do it. There was a plan to do a March event, but to my knowledge, that is not going to happen. I think there was a problem with the promoters or something, so it's all right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know. I think the concept of you miss the swings you don't take is very true in a lot of ways. Like you do have to put yourself out there. You have to allow yourself to make these big motions and swing, and you may miss, but there's a beautifulness to that, to missing, in a way. I look at it a lot of ways in like the book, the art book that I put out, Murder by the Dozen. It was one of those things where last year where I was very unsure that it was going to do well, and it has done phenomenal. So thank you to everyone who's bought one. I still got two left if anybody wants them, and it's just one of those things where it might your attempts to spread yourself more into the universe sometimes are scary. Like there's always a possibility of failure, but failure is a time for learning, and you have to kind of go about it that way. I remember my last book. Hello. I don't know you, but hello. I'm stuck in the dryer. Okay. I would get out. That's a very funny. Oh, that's funny for so many reasons. Um, yeah, you gotta just. Thank you for joining us. I feel that you kind of just have to take chances sometimes. Like you learn so much from the ability to put yourself out there. I remember with my book before this one, my Galeras book, oh my Jinshi book. It was very curated, very professional. I really enjoyed it, but I think sometimes the price point for a lot of these things are difficult for people, which is understandable. None of us are made of money. And although it wasn't much more than the Murder by the Dozen book, it was more than what people at the time were willing to let go of. And so it was a learning experience. Like a lot of people picked it up. It did well, but these are kind of those things where you learn from your experiences. You learn about like accessibility. You learn about promotion. You learn how to be better at self promotion, which is probably one of the more difficult things that a lot of artists struggle with. Like a lot of us are not good at telling people, I got this thing going on. Just coming about and just saying it. Just like, what you been up to? And you're like, nothing. And it's so easy to just fall into that everyday repetition. I gotta change this filter. I don't like this filter at all. It is ugly. There we go. It's for the YouTube. You Instagrammies won't be able to see it. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. You have to realize that like you need to put yourself out there. I've been reading all these books and watching these videos and talking to these people, and in that, absorbing and learning and purposely trying to make a forward motion with myself. I think it's just really important that I allow myself to like reach for those moments, you know? Realize that like I am working towards this art dream. Like I'm manifesting being this artist with this gallery and making work and reaching people and being one with the opportunities to just see myself and see the world, you know, even from my own corner of existence. And I think that's important. I think a lot of us have to kind of take the time to reach out and touch faith, as it were. It's a bad joke, I'm sorry. No, you gotta be willing to just be a part of your own story. You know, you can choose to be a passenger or a participant, and you can do both. But at some point in time, you have to be a participant. These things aren't gonna just happen. It'd be nice if that's how it worked. I mean, I think the interesting discussions that I've been walking into in the last couple of months have been, is it, if social media went away altogether, how would people know about what you do and what you're passionate about? Have you talked to people? Have you made a website? Do you have cards? Have you self-promoted at all? Do you just tell people how happy you are when you make something? I remember when MySpace was around, I used to have a thing called Painting Day, Art Day, Painting Day. And whenever I finished a painting, I would email a bunch of people and I would post a bunch on social media, which was just MySpace at the time. And I would go to my local coffee shop where I knew a bunch of people were, and I'd tell them to go check it out, and I'd do all that stuff. And I think we've moved away from a lot of that because people are under the impression that if I put it up there, everybody's going to know about it. And so I look at a lot of the artists that I find successful, and I try and notice what they do, and then I think about how I would do it in that type of way. So, you know, I carry around my stuff with me. I got a big old backpack. And I carry around a lot of stuff that, like, you know, it promotes my work. And it's heavy sometimes. But, you know, symbolically and metaphorically, sometimes there's a lot of weight to that. And that's okay. It should be. There's something beautiful about the concept of putting yourself, carrying the weight of your hopes and dreams and successes on your back. Like, it can be real. I remember a long time ago, this girl at a coffee shop told me, she's like, "Oh my God, you're like a starving artist." And she said it like in a weird, like, Valley Girl type of way. "Oh my God, you're like a starving artist." And I was like, I mean, I'm eating, but okay. And I realized, like, you know, that is the perception that some people have about painters and artists and musicians and all this stuff. That we are struggling and we are starving and we are doing all these things. And, like, I look at myself and I look at all these artists that I've looked up to for all of my existence. And they, under that definition, would have been starving artists also. But they were great successes as far as I was concerned. So the question is, were they starving artists at all? Or was I simply seeing it that way? A twist. No, you have to figure out who you see yourself as, and then realize whether you like it or whether you choose not to like it. Oh, thank you. Thank you much. Whether you choose you like it or you choose not to like it or whatever. And from that, you'll see where you stand for you. It's not really about other people. I think people have this weird idea that like art and all this stuff is about other people. And it's truly not. Take the hair down. We gotta get serious about this. I should just turn my chair around so I can put my elbows up. No, it's just kind of one of those things. Like, are you happy? Like, it's a great time of the year to kind of look inward because you have downtime, and in that downtime, you can see, are you happy? Are you content? Are you not? What would get you closer to that goal? Because, like, for me, I don't necessarily need all the fame and all that stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, it would be nice, but like, I don't need it to survive. I am I am living my one of my best lives I've ever lived. Easily, I would say I'm living my best life. To be completely honest, on the cosmic wheel of existence that I've found myself on many occasions, I feel like this is my best. This is my best, most beautiful life that I've ever lived so far. I have a wonderful family. I have loving little monster fur babies. I have a great art career. I have supportive people in my ventures and in my unventures. Not a word. Um, and I can take care of myself. That's a lot. And I think even to build upon that, like, I have this art career that I can truly say I'm happy about. Greetings, 2024. Nararu. Hey, brother. Um, I have this ability to see it here and put it there. And that to me is like the one of the biggest achievements an artist can have. Like, beyond, I mean, the sales are great. I love the sales. They're wonderful. They allow me to live in the home that I live in and cherish some of the ridiculous foods that I enjoy to eat, even between, diabetes and all that stuff. All these wonderful, just kind of moments. I'm very happy about them in that. But I feel like I'm on the path that I need to be on. That to me is like this really big thing. I think if we stop and we look at ourselves outside of likes and subscribes and all that stuff, like, most of us are doing okay, you know? Are we 20K strangers? No. Do we need 20K strangers outside of algorithms? No. I've had shows in my life that have been so great, and I've only seen 30 people. I, in my life, have never seen, other than when I've gone to like a Comic Con or something, have never seen thousands of people with my own eyes in front of me. So, success is a measure that can be kind of not antiquated, measured, double word for the same thing, can be measured oftentimes by, like, if you were a kid right now looking at you, would you be impressed? I like to think so. I mean, young Jay was probably a little bit of a pain in the ass, but he's a bit dark and brooding, and he tried not to be impressed by much, but he was impressed by a lot of things. He just didn't know it. He was always working towards that goal. Jamie, Happy New Year, brother. Good to see you. I just went by the Alliance guys yesterday actually, and talked to them and picked up some comics. It was great. It was good to see them churning along. So for those who don't know, my buddies bought Alliance Comics in Silver Spring. It had shut down for a tiny bit, but then it came back, and I'm very happy about that because they're really good guys, and they're really good guys, and they just were doing the right thing, and it was nice. It was nice to see them succeed in this venture that they were working on. So, points to them, points to you guys, everybody. Love you guys. You're wonderful. I'm having this issue right now with my iPad, which I filmed the YouTube side of this, and for some reason, whatever I did, it is not charging properly, and so it is about to die. Ooh, so I have a dilemma. I'm enjoying this conversation, but as you know, the show mostly ends after I finish my breakfast, and I finished my breakfast about 5 minutes ago. So, it's been about 20 or so minutes of the show. I hope you're well. I hope the new year treats you wonderfully. You are exceptional beings on a path of beautiful happiness. And I'm happy to share that road with you. So, until next time, Galeras, which will be Monday. I do have an art video coming out soon, so go to my YouTube, keep an eye on it, Painter Files, for those who don't know. And I will talk to you later. Painter out. Ciao. Bye. Wink. Etc. Bum, 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 bum.